Hello, photographers. My name is Spyros Heniadis, and this is where I answer your photography questions, and we learn about photography together. It is Wednesday, and our first question this week comes from Barbara Livieri, who was watching the video where I was talking about working for free, and I talked about copyright in that video. And she says, speaking of licensing and copyrights, how does a person go about copyrighting his or her work, and is it recommended that you do so? Is there paperwork to file, fees to pay? She's wondering how this all works. So first of all, the baseline copyright that exists in the United States is that when you create something, whether it be a photographic image or you write a poem or you make a song or whatever it is, when you create that thing, you automatically have and own the copyright to that thing you created. That's just the standard law that's out there. Now, despite the fact that that copyright exists, it is a good idea to actually register your copyright with the Copyright Office. So now what I'm about to talk about here is how it works in the United States. And your country, if you're in a different country, whether it be the UK or Canada or Australia or India or someplace else, your copyright laws are going to be different from the laws, and the registration processes are going to be different from what we have here in the United States. And I obviously can't speak to all these different countries, but here in the United States, you can register at the Electronic Copyright Office, and it's pretty straightforward. Now, I say it's pretty straightforward, but this is a government website, which means it looks like and works kind of like a website from the 1990s. But that being said, it's still relatively painless to do. First, you register your account with the Electronic Copyright Office. And once you do that, you can easily go through the process of registering a copyright. Now, here's the thing. You have to pay a fee to register, but you don't have to register each item individually. But you cannot register already published images with unpublished images. So if you are deciding, I'm going to copyright all of my work, what you need to do is look at any image that has ever been published. That means published anywhere on any website online, published in any public publication that other people could see, or published in any other public way. Those images can be all registered together, but they cannot be mixed with any unpublished images that you want to register. So you need to keep those segregated. But once you do, you say you want to register things in a group, and then you pay the fee, and the fee is $35 to $55, so it's not terribly expensive. And then you fill out the form, and then you upload the images. And when you upload the images, you basically need to upload thumbnails. So we're talking about JPEG images, 600 pixels on the longest edge, and if you're bulk uploading, you actually need to create a zip file and then upload that zip file to the Copyright Office's website. And once you do that, it's done. There is a time period of processing, but you have your copyright registered. And now if something happens and you need legal recourse, you can use this registration in your favor. And that legal recourse is the reason that it is important to actually register the copyright for your work. Because if somebody comes along and steals one of your images, you have to prove copyright if you sue or you try to pursue some sort of legal recourse with the person who stole your images. And in order to prove your copyright, if you have it registered, boom, you've got instant proof. You don't really need to do any extra work to prove that you own the image because you have the copyright registration. If you don't have the copyright registration, you have to prove copyright, which means you have to prove origin of the image file, you have to prove first rights of publication, and all of these other sorts of things. And even if you do prove your copyright in court, not having it registered will greatly reduce the monetary compensation you might receive from any legal action that you bring against an offender. So for that reason, it really is important to register your images with the Copyright Office. And it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. You can bulk register them, and you can have these records to protect you if something happens. Hopefully nothing does, but I think in the world we live in, it's pretty safe to say that the chances are higher that it will happen than that it will not happen. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this answer to Barbara's question. If you have questions for me, leave them down in the comments. And then do me a favor, would you like this video and subscribe to my channel? If you really like this video, maybe share it with your friends. But the most important thing you need to do is get out there, take some damn photos, and then copyright those photos. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That you have created